Yes, yes, do the Salt Bay. Yes. Yes.
It's on my elbow.
Yes. Yes.
It's hard to do, man.
Amazing. Amazing. That was so successful.
I know.
Hey team, welcome back to another Levi's Save the World Hildebrand episode, the channel where we prove that you don't need to be a hero to save the planet. On today's episode, we are going to be talking to you about how and what we eat in a day, and why we choose to eat most of our meals from home. But before we get into that, Leah and I are making this video as we wrap up our Vegan Month Challenge. In that video, we're exploring the social aspect of being strictly vegan for a month. But while making that video, I learned that the rates of home cooking in North America has been dropping steadily since the 60s. Today, North Americans eat at home only 50% of the time and sliding. Leah and I probably eat out 1 to 3 times a week, which I thought was pretty average, but apparently not. So in this video, we're going to talk about the things that we eat when we're at home and why we choose to eat at home quite a bit. The first thing that we do every morning is coffee or tea. During the week, we have loose leaf tea, and on the weekends, we have coffee, both of which we do in zero-waste refillable containers that we get from stores nearby.
Right now, we're alternating between the London Fog and the Vanilla Plantation black teas, which are super delicious. And we also use a little bit of this creamer because we haven't found a dairy alternative that we're really happy with.
Yeah.
It has sugar in it, but I mean, we're not perfect people. Oh, it's all my sweater.
It's so early. Trying to do this so early sucks.
I want to eat.
So for breakfast today, we are going to be eating a variation on the classic beans on toast.
But doing it millennial style by doing avocado beans on toast.
Yeah. We buy our bread from a local bakery and share an avocado between us with a bit of salt and pepper to taste. Our beans are then warmed up in a pot, and we add a handful of cherry tomatoes just to make it fancy. We like to add some habanero pepper hot sauce just to spice things up.
One of the biggest reasons why we eat breakfast and most of our meals at home is to cut down on cost. And actually, we found this article that talks about the price of avocado toast across Canada. Someone actually took the time to write this, and not surprisingly, it's quite high, between $7 and $11 per serving.
So this meal breaks down as follows. Local bakery bread, $3. Avocado, $2. Cherry tomatoes, $2. Beans, $1.50. In total, that's about $8.50 and $4.25 per meal. That's less than half of what you would pay in a restaurant. This rough and very unscientific breakdown proves that you can eat for much, much less at home. But then on top of that, you're able to pick higher quality ingredients and keep some of the leftovers for future meals.
Now that we have breakfast out of the way, it's time for
lunch! So, wait, hold
Put
on.
those down.
Okay,
No, I'm gonna go here.
Sorry, just a second. So Leah and I are lucky enough to work from home most of the time, so that means that we're able to cook a lot of our lunches together. But we do pack up a lot of our dinner meals and prepare them for lunches throughout the week. But anyway.
Today, we are making something from one of my favorite cookbooks. It's Anna Jones' A Modern Way to Cook, and that's our bun chop, which I take a lot of photos of because we eat it a lot.
If you follow Leah on Instagram, you will see a ton of photos of this meal that we're about to show you. We've done this meal in a ton of different ways with different combinations of vegetables, but this is what we're doing lately. Cucumber, carrots, avocado, lettuce, and we crunch up some peanuts to put all over the top.
Probably the most important aspect of this meal is that almost everything in it is fresh and therefore better for you. Only the tofu is slightly fried in coconut oil with a peanut sauce topping.
Leah and I don't exactly count calories or stick to any strict diet, but we always try to stay healthy within a mostly local and plant-based diet. Cooking at home has a lot to do with that. Michael Pollan gives an incredible talk that breaks down some of the crazy ways that corporations and industries have changed the food that we eat.
things like chips, they cook incredibly well. And here's a classic food that if you make it yourself, you have to wash the potatoes, you have to peel the potatoes, you have to slice the potatoes, you have to fry them in a lot of oil, you have to spatter your entire stovetop, you have to clean up, and then you have this pot of oil you have to get rid of. If you make them yourself, you'll only eat them every 6 weeks, 2 months, because it's too much work. But when you let corporations cook for you, it's so simple and so inexpensive, and they're really good, that you will have them twice a day, as many people in America do. These special occasion foods become everyday foods when we let industry cook for us.
He talks about how restaurants, pre-made dinners, and other value-added products emphasize making the food as cheap and as flavorful as possible. Both of those things, as he points out, probably just means that they're adding a lot of fat, salt, and sugar.
So Leah is making the sauce aspect of this meal, and that's really where you get all of your flavor for the noodles and the vegetables.
So the sauce itself is pretty easy. It's the juice of 2 limes, a little bit of sweetener, as I said, we do maple syrup, soy sauce, and some fresh garlic, and just a little bit of red chili flakes.
Once everything's done and put together, slap on a new episode of The Office, do a little drizzle with that sauce, and you're good to go.
Oscar, your mom.
So it's dinner time now. We have a relatively dark apartment going on here, so we set up some lights. As you may notice throughout the video, everything on YouTube is alive, folks, but the food that we're going to make is not. We are going to be making a fresh tomato pasta sauce with some local tomatoes that are in season right now. Should we put on the aprons?
Yeah.
So it's summertime here in Canada, and we're going to savor the last moments of it by having a nice fresh tomato pasta, and we're gonna put it over top of some fresh pasta noodles. We use fresh pasta for this on special occasions, but we definitely don't eat fresh pasta all the time. If you want to save some money, the regular stuff is totally okay for this meal.
We fell in love with this meal because of its simplicity. When you can get local, like fresh tomatoes that are in season and put it on top of fresh pasta, it's pretty hard to make it taste bad.
You fry up some onions, toss in a whole bunch of garlic, and then add 8 to 10 tomatoes. That's literally it. Sometimes we like to add fresh basil if we have it, or maybe some thyme.
One of the coolest parts about making a dish like soup or an easy vegetable sauce is that often it can be done zero waste. The onions, garlic, and tomatoes all come loose from the grocery store. And our local bakery makes these noodles and gave it to us in our own container.
But these things are way easier to accomplish when you are cooking for yourself at home, because that usually means that you're able to choose the kind of things that you're going to be eating. You can choose to eat vegetarian or plant-based, and you can even avoid foods that have unnecessary packaging on them. So when you cook for yourself at home, you have way more freedom to ensure the health of yourself and the planet.
Yay!
I think that we've been taught that cooking is like work that nobody really wants to do, or that your career is more important than preparing a meal for yourself.
Or that only women can do properly.
Exactly. And I think that this is so unfortunate because, as we've illustrated a few times in this video, there are tons of reasons why cooking for yourself can be massively beneficial, whether it's financially, whether it's your health, or the health of the planet. Cooking for yourself can be really, really awesome.
It can also be so empowering because, like we said, you have control every step of the way about what you're gonna eat and how you're gonna eat it, and then who you're supporting when you go and buy these ingredients to make your meals.
Exactly. All right, let's serve this thing up.
Yep. Whoop, sorry.
So we hope that you've enjoyed our video about what we eat in a day. Of course, this was a bit of an exploration for us. This is not a video that we've made in the past. So let us know if you're into it. And also, if you are, maybe hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be making a video all about our Vegan Month Challenge, which was all Leah's idea, and that will be up in the next couple of weeks.
Cooking is something that Levi and I really love to do together every day. So it's been so interesting, like, doing our regular routine, but then also having to film it. But we're really excited to share it with all of you. And yeah, every meal that we've made in this day has been vegan, but it's also really easy to, to make it vegan because of what we're eating, because it's delicious.
But regardless of your interest in what we eat in a day or the Vegan Month Challenge, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend some time with us, because that means a lot. And now we're going to eat this beautiful meal, and
hungry.
if you're subscribed, we will see you in the next one.
Bye!
Bon appetit. That's like a dog. Right, boom.